Good. All right. Good morning.
Hi.
How's everybody?
Good.
Morning.
Good.
Good
Okay.
morning.
Good morning. All right. Let me get us started here. Let me turn it off. All right. Thanks for coming. Let's get right into it. Find the date here. November 20, 2024. Let's talk real estate. I hope you're in the right place. And today's going to be a fun experiment because I forgot my glasses. So I think I can see the screen. So that's a good start. All right. Let's start with old business. Does everybody remember this? Okay. And we were going to talk about a caption for this. Why did Century 21 put this up for us to look at? All right, the winning caption from Shauna Dolby. If you think this barn is utterly amazing, wait till you see inside. Motivated seller. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It looks like Wisconsin or something.
That's sure. Okay. Thank you. This the social media is a little bit more straightforward today. I've got it blown up so I can see it, but it's Happy Thanksgiving, and this is suitable for Facebook, Instagram, and just about anywhere you would want to put that. That's what's happening next, and people are going to start focusing on that if they're not already. I'm not, but I'm sure most people are starting to focus on that already. Okay. Okay. Here's my message today. Oh, hi, Kat. I'll say hi when she gets here. Well, we know why we're here. We know where we're here. Let's talk about this. Is really interesting. I just came across this the other day. Let's talk about your vendors as a revenue source. Remember to add your vendors to your sphere of influence in your Moxie. So the thing to do, start with organizing your sphere of influence. It's that time of year. If you're going to do any, holiday cards or any postcards or anything, calendars for the end of the year, this is a time to do it right now, today, because time flies. It'll be January before you think about it. You think you have time in these days and you don't. You need to have done it already. So organize your sphere. Your sphere should consist of course, all your past clients, all your center of influence, people that know you and love you. They have influence with you. You have influence with them. Then possibly a group. Think about this, of all the real estates that we relate with, all the real estate agents, everybody we've met through a Century 21 network, a local network. We go on our broker tours. We have that group of people, or that we've worked with in the past. Those people are important too. Have a category for your peers. So let's put those together in a database and work that properly. Now, make a list of all your vendors. And so think about that. Who is it? It's title, it's lenders, it's home inspectors, specialty inspectors, gardeners, housekeepers, accountants, child sitters. It's essentially anyone we pay money to that is a vendor. And if we learn to work this group of people as well and successfully, there's certainly a stream of income we can capitalize on. And we'll get into how. Then that's a source of business maybe we haven't generated from in the past. Refer your vendors. Okay, here are the methods. Refer your vendors at every opportunity. Actually refer them and do something for them. The first thing you can do is start very proactive in referring them to the people you know. And it's not just real estate professionals. If you have a good auto mechanic, be very proactive in referring that mechanic to people in your database or anybody. And then let them know that you refer that. You can say, hey, Mike the mechanic, I just had one of my past customers that needed some work on their car, and I referred them to you. So hopefully they use your services. So if you continue to refer effectively your vendors and you let them know that you're doing it, you're strengthening that relationship between you and your vendors. Makes it a little easier for them to give you referrals back if you're referring them. And they want to be on your vendor list. Everybody wants to be on a realtor's vendor list. Then what's next? Write positive reviews for them and ask them to do the same. Very few people do this, but it is a wonderful thing to do for one of your vendors. When you have a vendor that did an exceptional job for you or one of your clients, did you write a positive review? Have you written a positive review for your favorite lender that does good work? Have you written a positive review for your favorite home inspector? Let them know that you've written a powerful review. And this we have talked about a little bit before. Create a vendor list and distribute it to your sphere. So you know their name, their address, their email, their website information, their logo. You'll put together all the information for the vendor you work with, and you put it in a formal list that you could distribute to your past clients. Then take it a step further, make it easier for yourself. Create a web page for your referral so that when asked, you can direct them to your website. And then you're kind of doing two things at once. You're giving them your website, your simple URL, and it's got your vendor list right at the top. So maybe you should send your vendor list out every year or so to your entire database as part of reaching out to your database.
Right.
So here's the sales part of this. Imagine you had 30 vendors and each one of them gave you at least one referral every year. That's 30 transactions from your vendor list. That is possible. I'm sure there are realtors who are doing this. And especially if they're consider their vendor list to be, referrals and real estate referrals. You just have to set up the environment to get them. And this is a good time of year. If it slows down for you, I hope it doesn't. But if it slows down, this is the kind of project that'd be a good time to do it right now. So dig into your vendor list, work proactively in making it better. Let's take advantage of the new year, what's continuing to be a strong real estate market here. Remember to treat your business like a business. That's my catchphrase. I did have, so Shauna, you and I talked about it, and it looks like you made a start. This is Shauna's. But what I like about this is she got it right up at the top. Approved vendors. So this is a place that it could go. And it would be interesting if it had 30 people in it and maybe put in by categories. There's a lot you can do with it, but it's easy to get started. Did you make this page or did you have Tyler do that?
I did it.
Okay. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. And, Nick and I, we were just asked by somebody. And, but it was in a doctor's office. It wasn't the best place to stop and exchange business cards or anything. But did we know a handyman? And of course we do. So if we could have just said, go to C21 North Star and we had it there, that would have done a lot for us. It would do a lot for you. So I think a vendor list is a very powerful thing to do.
When you see Whitney there talking about a QR code on your business cards or wherever your phone.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I like to put people that refer me in my vendor list. Anybody who refers me, put their business in there.
Yes. No, that's a great idea. Out of town realtors. I think that's a great idea too, if you wanted to do that. Let them know if anybody here wants to move to Florida. We certainly know a lot of realtors in Florida. If you're in the Century 21 system for any length of time, you're going to know a lot of Florida realtors.
Yes.
Because we are big in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, let's have a look at production. And remember, this is not the chart. This is a photograph. And this does not include, commercial listings.
Right.
All right, let me open this up to the entire region and see where we are. 23. Okay, we've been in the 20s for some time. And Coog, is anything new happening?
Yep, we have some activity going on in the state of Oregon. In Coos Bay, we have, let's see, Um, Nothing new at the moment, actually, but we have some scheduled closings coming up by Trudy. I'll let you guys know as soon as those happen. But in Portland, we have Mel Parsons closing on a new construction. She was representing the buyer on that. She closed yesterday.
Oh,
So
great.
congrats to Mel. And we
Yes.
have Kathy Goff. Her listing just went pending last week. So congrats to Kathy. That was sitting on the market for a little bit, but they adjusted the price to where it should be at, and they got an offer. So congrats to Kathy.
Okay. So I was right when I predict that they're overpriced. Is that possible?
You have to
That
adjust.
is most likely the case.
Okay. Okay, overpriced. And I repeat that constantly because it's a very hard conversation for you to have with your client. But don't shy away from it because you have to have that conversation with your client. Shauna, how's Washington?
Doing great. I think we had about 3 closings over the last week. Jennifer Washam had a couple and I had one. And we have a few more scheduled still for this month. So things are going pretty good. Got some listings that are in the works, hoping to get those sooner than later. But it's hard to get those people on board during the holidays. So we'll see what
Challenge.
happens.
It's a challenge. Yeah. But start with the tested things, and Shauna and I will talk. We'll go over this how to work your sphere of influence a little bit more because that really should be the focus for these 2 months. All right. Anything new in Idaho, Mario?
Augie has 2 closings. We currently have 7 listings. Augie has 4, Jeff has 1, and Lee Lanigan has 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm working with a client. He's trying to decide. We put in an offer, but we got countered. My client's trying to decide whether he wants to increase his offer. So we'll know probably the next couple days.
Okay. Okay. So a little battle over price, but not like the old days, I hope.
Well, he lowballed it.
He lowballed it in the first
I
place.
told him, I said, hey, I've had 2 clients that have lowballed their offers in the last 2 weeks. And, I kept telling them, look, these people aren't desperate. The sellers, you need to increase your offer.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're at.
Okay. Good. And yes, with median prices so high, I'm always looking at affordability because the median price is 500,000, but there's so little below that. It's almost like that's the base price, but that's not true. This one, this is 385. This is a nice house. Whose is this, Shauna?
That one, what's the address? I can't see.
It's Winlock, Oak Street.
Oh yeah.
Stephen Burrites.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course.
right.
Of course.
They're busy up there. Washam, I think, had a few things go down.
She did. She did. So there's affordable houses outside of Portland.
Hmm.
Oh, Madras. Well, here's new construction for 380.
Yes, Naya.
Okay. Yeah, beat that.
Yeah, her sister built that.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Naya's construction.
All right. Very good. Good activity.
Or Hadia's construction.
Good inventory for now. It's an inventory shortage. We're hoping those numbers go up after the first of the year. I'm sure they will. All right. So in getting to the market, there's some things we have to know. 6.78. That's where it is. There was certainly fluctuation around the election, and there will be more changes. They're predicting it will go down again closer to the end of the year. But it is 6.78, and the chart tells the whole story. It did at least level off. It's not growing right now. So we'll see how that goes. But 6.78 is traditionally not a bad number at all. And we are still hearing people say, "Well, I'm going to wait till they get back into the fives," and they never will. So that was a once in a lifetime thing. So if we can get them in the lower sixes, that would be very nice. That would open up a lot of buyers. The affordability index, it hasn't changed since last week. It's 89 out of 100, which means the median family can buy 89% of the median home. And that sounds a little deficient. It is. There were times when they could buy 120% of the median home, which meant they could just buy a more expensive home. And they did. People tend to always, and you learn this when you first start in real estate, people will spend as much as they absolutely possibly can. And they can tell you otherwise and tell you to show them houses in the lower end of their price range. So get a couple of those out of the way first, and then go show them right that they can afford, and they will buy that house just about every time because it's a nicer house. So they say that they probably believe it themselves, that then when they're actually confronted with the houses, they're happy to pay as much as they can. And the absorption rate in the entire RMLS is 3.2 months of inventory, which indicates that we are in a bit of a seller's market, but kind of balancing between. Yeah, 3.2. We're just over the line into the balance market. It is still favoring sellers right now, which is why they're not budging and they're not taking low ball offers right now. We're not there yet. All right. The Economist report is on inflation today, and I think it's good news. I glanced at it. Kuhn, do you want to share your screen? Or how would you want to do that?
Well, it's a short article, so we can just go through it and
Okay.
you can just scroll. Okay. Instant reaction inflation, November 2020, November 13th. That's already the 13th. Wow. Or no, today is the 20th. But,
20th, yeah.
All right.
yeah. Consumer price inflation notched up to 2.6% in October from a year ago. Though an acceleration from 2.4% in September, the overall trend is towards stabilizing prices and away from the shock of the 10% killer inflation seen 2 years ago. The falling energy price was not enough to offset the 4.9% rise in housing rent, which is the biggest weight in the measurement. Economists are debating whether housing rent is that strong, considering the huge number of newly completed empty apartment units sitting in the market, especially in the southern states. Irrespective, the overall inflation rate is normalizing, and the Federal Reserve can move away from its current restrictive monetary policy. That means further cuts to the short-term interest rates in upcoming months.
Hey, Kuhn,
Mhm.
can I ask a question?
Mhm.
I did not know this. A huge number of newly completed empty apartment buildings.
Yeah, it's especially in the southern states. It sounds
Uh,
like they are increasing the number of rentals and apartment buildings.
wow. See, that was always my fear as this building boom we had in Portland, especially on the east side,
Mm-hmm.
that we're going to build those till we saturate the market.
Right.
I don't think we've saturated the market yet in
No, I
Portland,
don't think so. Not in Portland.
but that's a little frightening that they've saturated it in the South.
Right. I
Hmm.
mean, we've been hearing about this for a while now. Even hearing about builders building single family homes as rentals instead
Right.
of putting them on the market for sale. So it's an
Yeah,
interesting trend.
it is.
Let's see. The Fed does not directly control mortgage rates. However, they can decrease if more homes are available in the market. More workers enter the labor force, and energy prices decline further. Tariffs can be inflationary in the short term, and budget deficits can push mortgage rates up. Given that tax increases appear unlikely under this new administration, meaningful cuts in government spending are required to control the deficit. Let's see what Elon Musk can do in the newly created role. Yep, and these next charts show, Fed wants to see CPI reach 2%. It was 2.6% in October. And as you can see, about 2 years ago, it was almost 10%. So it's dropping. It's heading in the right direction for sure.
It is. That was the greatest fear all through coming out of COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
And this next chart shows the shelter or housing component of the consumer price index. It's still pretty high, but again, it's a drastic drop from 2 years ago.
Yes, it is. Look at that. Boy, did it shoot up. That's housing cost.
Correct.
Wow.
And I believe red is I think it said that one of red is rent and the blue is actually blue is rent and red is homeowner equivalency in rent. So
blue is homeowner. Is that right?
no, blue is rent and
Blue is
red
rent.
is homeowner equivalency.
They're hugging each other pretty closely.
They do hug each other closely, but it's when there's a gap
That's
Right.
interesting.
that's interesting. And I see it goes back and forth, and which is more expensive. Because there's always that talk. You always want to tell your clients it's less to buy if it ever is. And sometimes it is, but it's all over the place. This is only since 2000.
Correct.
So they hug each other very closely. That's a good chart to share with potential home buyers.
And the next chart shows another component, energy costs. Let's see, it's usually lower in October, it says. And I guess we can see that in the last part of the chart, that there was a drop last month in energy costs.
Energy costs, what it costs to operate your house, just like your fuel economy on your car. What's it take? Your house is no good without, heat and electricity.
Right. Interesting article, just gives you a picture of what's going on with the consumer price index and how it affects our market and our field of things.
Hey. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. The local statistics. So I have these boxes that you can drag right onto your desktop and send to people. And it's the weekly highlights from the multiple listing service here in the Portland metro area. 59 days on the market. That didn't change since last week. The median price, $534, and we saw that there are a few things lower than that. Average sale price, $619. Look at that. And new listings, 548, pending sales, 2329. So it's a healthy market. It's not on fire. And median sale price is up. That's good. Washington, days on the market, 59 day. I think it shot up last time. So it's down almost 30%. So I don't know what caused that. It's a smaller market than Portland, 139 new listings. But 59 days, that's a nice period of time. Same story with home prices. Average sale price, $641,900. And the median is $565,000. And that's the Clark County, Southwest Washington area. And then Coos Bay for comparison, 13 new listings, a little different pace, 75 days on the market, a little slower pace. But they still cost plenty. $414 is the average sale price, $372 the median. Just a different environment there. People are doing different things with these houses.
And now, is that Coos?
That is Coos County.
13 new listings. Wow. Slim pickings.
Well, yeah, what did they got? Don't see the total inventory, but yeah, 75 days. Still, they stay on the market for a while. So you have time to drive out there. It is a 6-hour drive from here?
No, 4.
4 hours.
Two to Eugene, 2 over to the coast.
Okay.
It's a bit of it is more remote though, because you have to kind of drive down yeah.
Right.
People love the dunes though.
Oh yeah. And yeah, Mario, if you can get me another one of these. I got September, the median price, $423.
Yeah, we just got the reports. They come out between the 15th and the 20th every
Okay.
month.
Okay. And they're in Canyon County, 52 days on the market. Oh, you show inventory. I wish ours showed inventory, 11/18. That's good to know. That's good to know. Kung, I'm curious, did the signs ever go up at Coos Bay, the graphics on the windows?
I'm still waiting on that one.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a 75 days
Yeah.
from ordering something in Coos Bay to getting it done? I'm afraid it is.
I'll check with them, but there've been a lot of storms happening recently, so that might have put a delay on everything. But I'll confirm.
Okay. Okay, that's disappointing. We should have had our grand opening already. Now I don't know what we could do. It's storm season already. Okay, Century 21 University, they've got they added another. Oh, they did not. I just put it there twice. Okay. There are two on the schedule. There's one for December 2nd, one for March 3rd, and then I added another one, but it's the same one. Okay, Go List and the 21-day challenge. They are still running those programs. They have not scheduled one yet. I expect to see one early in the new year. Those are both excellent programs. And remember that there are shortcuts here to help you with the listing presentation and with MoxieWorks and with social media. And if you've not read the social media playbook, let me make sure this link still works. If you have not read this, it's just a brochure. And it gives you a lot of insight into what to do and what you can do on social media and what is effective. So have a look at that. Is that Los Angeles? Did we decide what that was? That's Los Angeles.
It is, yeah. I don't know what stadium, but one of them.
Mario?
Yeah.
What stadium is that?
Well, it could only be Dodger Stadium. That's the only one there.
Oh no, Dodger Stadium's up in the hill.
That's that's right.
It's USC.
Mhm.
Is it
The Angelinos are gonna figure it
No,
out.
I don't think it's USC.
Well, you can see it says Los Angeles right there in the back.
See, the
It
voice
does,
of reason comes in for us right there.
it says it's backwards though, but you can see it in
Oh,
the very middle of this. It's in the middle of those, in that scene underneath those trees. It says Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
downtown.
recognize the top. Like the top. I don't think the USC Coliseum has the top like that.
No, it doesn't. That's where I'd expect the view to
I
be.
wonder if it's the Angels, the Coliseum.
Oh, no, that's Anaheim. That's too far.
Oh, that's true. That's clear.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got this all cleared up.
Okay, yeah. Video time.
Yes.
My clients were supposed to close in November, but closing got postponed 3 times. And here it was a week before Christmas, and this little girl had told Santa that she would be moving to a new home. How would Santa know where to find her? So I was under a lot of pressure. I called the processor, I called the bank, I called the bank manager, 2 lawyers to make sure to close by Christmas. So on Christmas Eve, we closed on their new home. To pull this off was a Christmas miracle.
Holiday sales.
Cute video for just something to throw out on social media.
A house for the holidays.
That's right.
That's called the BMO Stadium. It's a soccer stadium.
Oh, right.
Oh, I wonder I didn't know about it.
Right.
Okay,
Soccer
thank you.
is huge. Yes.
Thank you. All right, I left this up because we talked about it last time, dedicated to the Joy of Home campaign. And then I did send out an announcement. I hope some of you were able to see it. It was it is a very impressive campaign, and tomorrow we're going to have access to it. So I'll send that out to everybody and have a look at it, and then next week we'll discuss ways of implementing it once we've had a chance to look through it and see. And it will let us create, just like we can do now. There are some Facebook posts in 21 online brand studio that are customizable. And they're called what you see is what you get, which means the only thing you can change is the title, and maybe you can switch out the picture, but you can't do much to it. And but those are nice, and don't spend a lot of time on those, but you can get those out on Facebook and Instagram as well. So we'll see what they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they just letting a few out at a time, or is it completely unveiled?
No, I think it's unveiled tomorrow.
Wow.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I have it on my calendar. It's tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. What else is happening? Okay, the Toys for Tots.
Oh, yes.
A toy drive in this company starting at the end of the week. Did I say the 18th? Okay, so it starts now. Well, the box is here. Shauna, I have to order you another one because I have to go to specific areas. So I'll have them bring one to you as well. And Mario, if that's something you want to do, go online at Toys for Tots, and I'm sure you're going to have a local. You probably got some Marines at the airport who would bring over a box, and so that's a worthwhile thing to do. And especially Mario for you because you've got owners and tenants, you've got a property management aspect,
right?
And if we sent out an email to them along with the realtors in the area and let them know we're doing it, and you've got the reader board too, so you could get some good traffic in there.
No, it'd be huge in that office. And then we've been pretty steady in this office. It's right up front. So bring your Toys for Tots to our office, and then also Century 21 in Happy Valley.
Is that the Estacada branch?
No, it's a Happy Valley branch. It's Patrick Smith.
Milwaukee.
No,
he doesn't have any.
Century 21 North Homes, Happy Valley.
Coon, where is that branch?
If my understanding is correct, it's right off 205 in Clackamas, the edge of Happy Valley. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Patrick is doing it too. North Homes on the east side. So my feeling was, and if anybody's been in Oregon a while or Portland, is that Les Schwab used to do commercials, and I believe it was the Toys for Tots, and bring your toy into any Les Schwab or something like that. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat if we could do that? Bring your toy into any Century 21 branch. So I'm trying to establish that, and that's why I asked North Homes if they would participate in this as well, because the North Star and North Homes were pretty much all there is up in the metro area for Century 21s.
I just pasted the website in the chat box.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. You can drop off your toys at locations on the website.
Okay. Good. Shauna, let's talk a little bit about sphere of influence, because that's what I think we should be doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you start. Tell me what our key points are on the sphere of influence.
Remember, past clients and center of influence are our personal gold mines.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely. If you can't ask the people you know for business, who can you ask, right?
Right.
Yeah, we were setting up a campaign last week and we were putting in, Shauna was making it, and she's like, I don't know if I should put them in there. I'm like, everybody goes in your campaigns. It doesn't matter how you know them or why you know them. They all need to know that you're in real estate. So it's your gold mine for sure. Treat your past clients and center of influence with respect because they are an asset that will allow your business to grow. Yes. Remember the 10% rule. 10% of your prospects will give you business every year if you ask for it. We have to ask for it.
You have to ask for it. Yeah, that's one of the secrets to the sphere of influence and the long-term career is that you're building this sphere to get to the point where 10% give you business. And then it's again a numbers game, and you just cultivate that and farm that.
Don't hesitate to call the ones that you haven't spoken to in a while. They haven't been waiting for your call. I love this one. We used to talk about it a lot because, you know, you feel embarrassed to call somebody you haven't talked to in a couple years. But they're not sitting around thinking, this person hasn't called me. That's not what they're thinking. So just pick up the phone. You'll be surprised at how glad they are that you are calling just to say hi and remind them that you're still in real estate. And hey, do you have anybody that you know that's going to buy or sell a home in the next few months? That would be great. If you have staff, have each of them develop their own center of influence list and add them to your own personal list.
That's good for teams.
Yeah,
Teams
for a
always
team.
do
Yeah.
that. They group their spheres.
We must speak to all past clients and center of influence 4 times a year. Send them a note or a postcard 4 times a year. Just wanted to remind you. And then, you know, you should probably be doing something because it's so easy with Moxie. You should be doing something at least once a month on email, probably. Set up campaigns and you just put them in there. And believe it or not, people think that you're actually just sending them an email, that it's not a campaign that's automatically going out. A lot of people won't even realize that. So if you are not going to call them 4 times a year and ask for referrals, remove them from your list. Don't struggle with calling people you don't want to talk to. So yeah, that makes sense, right?
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Or at least the A list. They also talk about, and they may get to that, of dividing it into A, B, you know, and A people are your preferred people. And they're the ones that are, you know, we see now Shauna does this on a regular basis. So you'll call people and say, it's Shauna, it's a business call. You know, have you got anybody for me? You know, who do you know that's ready to buy or sell? And when are you, by the way, when are you buying or selling?
Yep. Yep. And you know, the ones on those A lists, they get a little bit nicer they get a little bit nicer Christmas cards. They get a little bit more attention. They're the people that are out there advocating for you. So you got to make sure you're spending time with them. I feel like that just a phone call and a postcard isn't enough with those. You should be meeting with them and interacting with them. So don't forget to make appointments to have coffee and hang out too.
Right. Right. Ah.
Okay, I'll go. Do you want me to keep reading?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Always make these calls with high level of energy and enthusiasm. Nobody wants to talk to a Debbie Downer, right? So have fun with it. Determine who on your list provides the highest number of referrals and contact them monthly. Just kind of said that. Consider creating an A and B list. Call your A list every 30 days, your B list every 90 days. Let them know if they are on the A list. And
yes. Yes.
that is, I mean, people like that. They do. I always tell people they're on my A list or my A plus, because I even have an A plus list. So some of them are on the plus. So they like to know that. When talking to them, always bring value to each call. Plan your calls effectively. We just lost it. There we are. Okay. Determine themes for your calls based on what's happening in your marketplace. Bring value to the calls to make your calls easier, more fun, and create better communication. Sure, it's easier if you have something in mind when you call them. You're not going, Have some fun with that.
Right.
And yeah, set a goal to build your list to 1,000 names over the next couple years. Remember, 10% of this equals 100 transactions.
Wow. Okay. So you can see this was written by Mike Ferry. And Mike Ferry actually works with people who work in those numbers, which is wonderful. It can certainly be done. How many are in your list, Shauna?
I have it whittled down to about 250.
Okay.
200, yeah. Because if I don't want to call them, they've been upgraded.
Off the list.
Off the list, yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to keep up on that stuff and keep your database up to date. I'll be working on that today. I'm going to be going shopping for my Christmas cards and different things. So I'm excited to get those fourth quarter things out and prepare for my first quarter mail out right now.
Okay. Good.
Your best opportunity for referrals is right after you get the listing signed. During the process, when they're super happy, sure, ask for them. It's definitely something a lot of people don't think about when you're working with somebody. Like after the inspection's done, hey, do you guys know anybody else who wants to buy or sell? It's a great time to ask. Ask your clients for referrals while they're present clients instead of waiting for a transaction to close. Okay, we just said that, didn't we? We have to be specific when asking for referrals if we expect to get them. That's definitely a Mike Ferry thing too, like in the
Yeah.
next 7 to 10 days. But yeah, it's not my style.
Ooh,
I would be okay with a couple in the next month or two is fine with me. So if you're not able to reach your past clients and center of influence, you can leave them a message. This lets them know that you are thinking of them. Yeah. And then a lot of times you can text them too. And just say, when's a good time to talk or have coffee?
Yeah.
Upon closing each transaction, have a specific call schedule in place that will define your level of service and build a bridge for future business. For example, call them on the day of closing, 7 days later, and 14 days later. That's a great thing, and that's a really good idea because that awkwardness can happen because you didn't do this. So I highly recommend that you check in with them just a few weeks after the closing so that they know that you're still thinking about them. I like to wait to get my testimonial before I bring them their gift. So that sometimes that takes a couple weeks because they've moved and they need to get their internet set up and they need to, get all that stuff lined up. So it's great to stop by a couple weeks after with your closing gift. Remember, they are not waiting for you. Oh, we already said that, didn't we?
Oh, they repeat themselves.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, no, that's true. They're not waiting for your call. So
work at being consistent with calls that you make and their quality. Yeah, it's a job, right? It's what you do for running your business.
no, it's a job. It's one of those things, and there are scripts for it. And yeah, understand the scripts, study the scripts. But what did they say? The script is simply who do you know that's interested in buying or selling? And by the way, when are you interested in buying or selling? That's the script. That's all you have to say. But we also talk about we're calling them throughout the seasons. Have some information for them. Have some market information. Have some homeowner tips. Have some reason to call them.
Yeah, because if you call them and then they don't pick up and they text you back and say, I don't have anybody to refer to you right now, you know that they know why you're calling.
Of course.
So you need to have something of value if you do get them to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And then they don't, so they don't think that you're just calling for that only. Always ask permission to call them on a regular basis as it will prepare them for the calls. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
It does.
The way
Makes
to
it
do
easier.
that, you can say, God, I appreciate your help so much. Is it okay if I call you again, or if we check in every now and then? There's lots of ways to say that where they're going to be happy to work with you.
Yeah. To build your center of influence, ask everyone that you do business with for business in return. Why not? If you don't ask, you're not going to get it.
Right. And I would say, would you agree to schedule the calls on a certain few days of the week and certain times? Is that what you do?
That'd be hard to
It'll be on
do.
your schedule. Hmm?
that'd be hard to do, I think.
Well, I feel like if you don't schedule, it's going to make it harder for you to make it a routine. What would you say, Shauna?
Oh, I think that we were talking about two different things, but yes, if you don't have a schedule, then you're not going to do the things. You definitely need to write a schedule on your daily calls. What time are you making your calls during the week? Sure.
Right.
Your listing appointments, your listing appointments to listings taken ratio will improve the more you work on your past clients and center of influence. And also it will improve if you work on your presentations. Don't forget about that.
Right.
Build a reputation as a real estate resource among this group of people. So yeah, in my groups that I go to, there's definitely a lot of real estate agents, but I'm building a reputation as being their realtor.
And that you will do if you follow that program. Absolutely. So yeah, that's your gold mine. You want to work it in that fashion so that you have something of value. So thank you. And if you want to talk any more about that, Shauna knows how to do that.
Huh?
Okay, Nick, thank you for posting. And if you click on that, mine was able to open. I don't think I can share it.
I also sent it to managers to pass out to their agents. But if anyone is just wanting to take that image, there it is. And above is the website, toysfortots.org with locations. But look at that.
Okay, that office is in Clackamas, Southeast 97th, kind of Happy Valley.
Yep.
And this one. Okay. And so if we can get one in Vancouver, I'll make one for that as well. So this is just a Facebook post.
And I agree. I think the office there in Caldwell is primed. I think it would be quite busy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely would want to do that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'll let you get back to work. I'll let you get to work on your sphere of influence and your vendor list and buy some toys because I bought a bunch of things. They're books. Okay. Those poor kids. They're just
going to have your kids reading.
They're just going to get some kids got the young person's Britannica encyclopedia. So that would excite me on Christmas morning. But if you think they should have a little more or something a little different,
we're going to have all kinds of literate kids out there. Yeah,
I hope so. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.
This is our time. No, this is our century. Our gold shines bright. Because this is a network unlike any other. 135,000 affiliated agents across 84 countries and territories in almost every Spanish-speaking country in the world. This is the most recognized name in real estate, the most respected brand in the industry. That has a nice ring to it. The leader in brand awareness 25 years in a row. This is earning accolades. More accolades. And more. Okay, that's a lot. This is making an impression. Over 27 billion of them. This is showing up big. Here, here, and all across here. Oh, and not just for clients, for the community. We're lifting up others with us. This is not resting on a legacy. This is running on it. Taking all that's been learned and seen and taught and dreamed over the past 50 years to shape and fuel the next 100. Century 21. This is our century.